Hi, good evening. This is Professor Coder, and I have a update for the MCA 2A and MCA 2B papers that you are going to be turning in week number 2. The first page is your table of lesson components to give an example of effective teaching, and each component reflected for direct and student-centered approaches of instruction. So these are the two things you're going to look for this week in 2A, and these are the 7 identified direct instruction components by National University and by the general public, and so you can use that as a guide. Moving on to your first page, you begin with a running head in the small letter H, and then your name of your paper. This can be a shortened version of the actual title down here, and then the number 1 page, and then moving down here. And by the way, that should be bolded, which it is, the title, and then this information down at the bottom of the title page. Second page should be page header in caps, Times Roman 12 throughout your paper, and then your title of your page, abstract. And notice that this is full justification here. The sides are square on the abstract, and it's a short summary. Then you move into your content pages, and again you have your cap on page headers on the top left, and you have your page number 3, and then your table itself. Now this is a doc file, so you could actually edit this table and use it in your assignment with putting in your own content. And then you come to your reference page, and of course it's double spaced, the second line hanging indent, bolded title centered, and then caps in the page header and the number here. So that is your first assignment. And then MCA 2B is where you actually go out into a classroom and make a case study and identify any diversified instruction, any differentiated instruction, anything that the teacher's doing for individual students, especially if they have any kind of disabilities and so on. And moving on to your first page of that document, you start with number 1, and you see this is not correct. This is should be a running head here. And then you have your title, case study, team teaching, and your number 1 on your page. You have your title is bolded on your paper. And then moving on to the second page, your abstract page, and you can see there are several things not correct on this that I have to, let's see, correct here. This one, we don't need a running head on the rest of the pages, and it is page number 2. The abstract should be bolded, which it is. This information here, though, should be full justification, and so make sure that that's square. And then moving on to the content pages, you have the page header at the top left, page number 3 at the top. This should be bolded. And moving on to the content page, this is a special, tells any accommodations and things. You could use these subheadings for your papers, and then the results and of your visit. And then the reference page is your last page, and then you could list any standards you had from this. If it's a public school classroom, you could use these. If it's karate or swimming, summer program, or whatever, you can use whatever you have available. And then, of course, you'll always list our text as a reference, and make sure everything's double spaced and that second and third lines are hanging indented a half inch, and that's basically it. So those are the two assignments for week number 2. And if you have any questions,